Kia ora, Sagittarius. Thanks for joining me. This is your reading for the new moon in Virgo happening hours away, really, here in Aotearoa. So we're looking at this new moon in Aries and also equinox time. So it's quite a special time. Thank you for the last full moon for all your views and likes. So totally appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's great. And any titles on this channel, do check them out if they stand out for you. So let's get stuck into it. I've actually put the cards out again this time round. They're out. We do go through and clarify. If you haven't joined before, thank you. And if you have, thanks for returning. We're coming out full steam ahead, Capricorn, with the Chariot. The Chariot launches with great speed, simply because of the balance that exists within this card. So in a kind of metaphorical sense, we're blasting out and up from that salty sea of the great mother, the great goddess, whatever way you want to look at it, that formless water that gives life to all things. This really works in complete motion, moving fast and swiftly and incredibly well protected in its burgeoning early movement. We've then got the Two of Wands here. Two of Wands, we know, because we're looking right at it, we know what our resources are, what our authority is over those resources, whatever they may be, however small, however large and vast. We know, we are confident in our ability to, in some ways we're seeing what we can potentially create from that, and we are doing that every day, aren't we? We are creating with that world around us, with the world around us and the people in it. And people in it are very much a resource, are very important, because we draw them in, Sagittarius, and that's exactly what you are doing with the Three of Discs. Again, it works in situ, in motion, in action. We're building something here. It could be whatever it's to do with. Work, collective project. To me, it's been a collective project, something for a lot of Sagittarians over the last period of time, actually. So this, excuse me, building the solid foundations for this. There's a future sight and seeing within the Two of Wands as well, remember, which is great. So we are actually bringing, we're kind of projecting forward. It's working. We then have another three, the Three of Cups, celebration. We're coming together with people that we care about, with people that we maybe relatives, work colleagues, friends. There's a theme of some quite a large level of joie de vivre, which sort of climaxes in the Ten of Cups. So we have that Three of Cups. There's a lot of joy around a particular project, work. And work isn't just like work you do, for whatever, work for this or that, for the Moulin Rouge, for the moolah. It's your work. It's your work that's close to your own heart here, that's sort of speaking. from the table. So let's go through and we'll clarify Sagittarius and see, because this is a great time, like this new moon in Aries. What is Aries? It's all about, you know, boom, straight off the starting block. You know, fearless stuff. A great time to kick something off, to have a, I suppose, a great time to have a grand opening, or even just the smallest, you know, planting that seed in the dark. But anyway, let's look at the Chariot for you, Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, this Chariot holds such great potential in the motion of it, in the speed of it. And we are speeding up. Pluto enters Aquarius, does it not? I think around the 24th. But we all feel these things before they necessarily occur. We feel them. And beyond that, of course. So anyway, Chariot, come on. Clarify the Chariot, please, for Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, high octane stuff. The High Priestess has been playing a big role for you, I do feel, it seems. This higher guidance, your connection to that. We're also looking at a great wealth of history. We're clarifying the Chariot, you know, works in motion, long time coming. But there's a history here that, you know, the highways and the byways of this Empress, what that information is for you, and it is for you to work with. And it can go right back, you know, epigenetics, back through the line. Doesn't even have to be genetic familial ties. It can be, you know, all about just nurture, the nurturing that was received. So we're going back. We're going back there. Really, we're really dipping our kind of psychic feelers into that salty sea, Sagittarius, and we're getting a lot of impetus from the ability to trust that information for ourselves. Let's look at the Two of Wands. Knowing our authority, knowing what we can do with it. Well, and it may well require a little bit of thought before wise action. We've got the Hanged Man, so we want to be able to look at these potentials. It's about potentials. We want to look and see every possible angle on this. The Hanged Man is a great place to do that, where we can retreat for a moment, for a while, however long. We know when we come out of this, because there's been a lot to digest. It's like you know, having an internal like reed. I mean, like a flute. And getting it to a point where it's really as clear as it can be. You know, which is an ongoing thing, obviously, isn't it? You know, it's an ongoing process. It's like maintaining a building. It's just like that. But, you know, we have this clear sort of channel, this clear flute. There might be some of you out there that are I don't know, doing detoxes or whatever it happens to be, or just having some downtime. This is about, you know, really, we know that there's sort of this something's coming, something new is coming through. in the Hanged Man, we come out of that when the time's right with a new perspective. We might have a collection of different perspectives, which gives us a large level of wisdom, doesn't it? Especially if we're sitting on a throne, we need to have a large level of wisdom. And before we start building these Three of Discs foundations with a collection of other like-minded compadres. So here we have, as I see it to be you, Sagittarius the Emperor. Three of Discs, please. Building. We're building, building, building. We're on a roll. We're building. And we want to do it in the best possible way we can. Look, I'll hold this card up. We get, so collaborative building. We get the Seven of Swords. We know the Seven of Swords. We know the Seven. So it is a, or it can be, a sort of self-sabotorial archetype where we just, you know, let ourselves down maybe a bit, maybe a little bit at the last minute sometimes. But you know, the glorious thing here is that these two swords get left behind just in case. In some ways, Sagittarius, I actually see it as taking care of 3D, physical, tangible business, so that everything is in its right place. You know those things, sometimes you put them off. It's just practical organisation. It's, or finishing that last chapter of some thesis. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to do that. Get it done. Get it organised. And then, I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but, and then we have the two, what are two swords? What is the Two of Swords? It's basing a decision on this, on your connection to your higher guidance or the divine, you know. That Two of Swords is about, okay, for a moment here, I've done all the organisational stuff. I've done that. I'm actually moving up a kind of next level thing here. So we do the physical, practical, three-dimensional stuff that is required, and then we make a decision after that based on that, on those Two of Swords. Let's get one more card for that for Sagittarius. The challenges come in here. But they're not going to stop you because you can overcome them. What do we get? The Chariot. Yes, 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 yes. Works in motion, and they will be continuing. And as they continue, there are more options opening up along the way, and potentially more people coming through in this for you, Sagittarius, is the way that I see it. Remember, we got the Chariot first, coming out first with the High Priestess there. Clean and clear, talking about an internal flute or reed, you know, because where's it going? It's going right up to where those feathers are. It's going right up to and through and around whatever, you know, that guidance system that you have primed. Clean and clear indeed. The night comes sweeping through. Just double checking. Because we're creating a landing place. We create a landing, and not necessarily a nest, but a landing pad spot. Wasn't really focused on anything there. Let us look at the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, please, excuse me. Three of Cups, yep. Oh, yes. Celebratories, launches. You know, it's like that thing where you have worked away on something and you finally realise, because of the way that things have developed, that it is going to float. We've got another Knight, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Will. The Knight of Will, Fire of Fire. Flexible, able to be very fluid, an understanding of compulsion and impulsive behaviour, an understanding of that, an understanding of how collective and groups of people can be. I'm not saying manipulated, it's like the collective power or the collective group force to generate that energy. I think, Sagittarius, you understand that very well. And in fact, you yourself are very fluid in the element of fire. But with that, we have the Queen of Swords, this very precise mind. Again, I think like your last reading, not swayed by surface emotions, not swayed by any of that. Let's look at the Ten of Cups, because this is like satisfaction at its height. Satisfaction at its height. It's as if all the crew are on board here. And indeed they are. And I was sort of looking there thinking, look, there's a really lovely, heavily feminine element here, mixed with this sort of real action, you know, orientated action, fire, will, you know, aspects of the metaphysical as well. And all the crew are here. And who just joined the party? It's the Magician. So we're holding that wand. We've got all our tools. The magic's in play. In process. Let us see. Sagittarius, get a Brian for our pixie and fairy. We'll get a little glimmer, a little glimmer. So whatever. This is a group thing. This is a collective thing. It's open. But I see you as the driving force, obviously, as a driving force in this. It needs that combination of knowing your own power here, of knowing that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Sagittarius, what do we got? Knowing it. And what do we get? We've got beautiful friendship cards, good support here. Oh, it just allows us to shine as it should be. Allowing the shine to come through, Sagittarius. Some of us for many years, you know, some people, yeah, we have to hide that sometimes, you know, historically. But now it's open slather. The Chariot's in motion, the Magician's on board, the High Priestesses at the helm. And there's great support. It's great. It's fabulous. On the bottom, we've got He of the Fiery Sword. He of the Fiery Sword. And She of the Fiery Sword. And what have we got? Kim Cran's Animal Spirit cards. It's very grey here today. It's wild and windy. But there is something, and a bit wet, but there is something quite nice about it. There is something quite nice. Animal Spirit card for Sagittarius today, please, for this new moon in Aries. We've got probably a few too many. We've got the wolf on the bottom. I love that. Oh, we've got quite a few. Well, speaking of shine, I'm going to have to just take one. We'll take the bottom because there's far too many. Bottom and top. You see the wolf there. Speaking about shine, the shine, we get to use it for once and for all as an ongoing working model. The starfish, we can reveal now. We can show it, show our bottom side. So the starfish, you know, there's all sorts of activity going on underneath there, you know. And the top side is just as fascinating as the bottom side, if not more. The bottom side. We also have, appropriate for this new moon in Aries, the fire ant. We're heat-seeking missiles to a certain degree, Sagittarius. I think you probably have become used to that. I don't see it as an agitating kind of card. Oh, well, it might annoy a few people, but that's par for the course, isn't it? This wonderful project that includes other people, that you're bringing it all together, is just a fabulous thing. So on that note, Sagittarius, thanks so much for joining me again. And if you haven't, thank you very much. Have a wonderful new moon in Aries. Enjoy the equinox if you can. Have a celebration. Mark this moment in the year because it's kind of special, as all these points of change throughout the year are. So on that note, Sagittarius, ka kite, and see you next time. Okay, bye.